Hello everyone. We all know how important preparing a lesson plan is. But what about concept maps? Yes, concept maps are important too, and we need to prepare a concept map for each lesson plan. So here we are going to see why we need a concept map, and also I am going to give you a few examples, a few samples of the concept maps from different subjects like science, again science, social science, English, mathematics and history. So in order to analyze the content better and to develop the relationships between the various content concepts and subconcepts, it is very important for us to draw a concept map that will link the major concepts and the subconcepts of the content together. Okay, so how can we draw this concept map? So let us just understand that. Now, these are the steps to prepare a concept map. So, the first step is reading the content intensively to identify the major and minor ideas or concepts and subconcepts. Okay, whatever our content is, we need to go through that intensively. We have to read that again and again to understand what are the major concepts, what are the major ideas in within the content. The next step is organizing phase. In this phase we need to spread out all our identified concepts, the concepts we identified in our first step. Okay, we need to spread them out on a flat surface so that they are easily readable to us, so that we can directly see them. The third phase is layout phase. Now what we do in this phase, once we have identified the concepts and once we have laid them down on a paper so that we can easily see them, directly see them, now our next step will be to represent our collective understanding of the interrelationship and the connections among groupings. Okay, so we need to first identify the concepts, then we will uh, mm, arrange them in a way so that we can directly see them. Okay, so that is done, we are able to see the interrelationships between the concepts. So now it will be easier for us to represent our ideas of the interrelationships that we can visualize. Now comes our fourth step, which is the linking phase. In the linking phase, we use lines and arrows to connect the various concepts and to show their relationships. Now, how will we show the relationships between the concepts? By using simple words or simple sentences. For example, here we can see that our major concept is respiration. From that, we have in insects. So, respiration in insects. And this is the a sentence or a phrase that we have written to represent the relationship between the in insects and air tubes. So respiration in insects through channels called air tubes. Now this air tube is another concept, this insect is another concept, and they are connected by through channels called. So this is connecting the two concepts and depicting their relationship, right? So that is how we need to connect the concepts. Another example we can see here in respiration in birds, mammals and reptiles. And then here we have lungs, and the connecting word is or connecting phrase is by exchange of gases in. Okay, so this is one concept, this is another concept, and they are connected with the help of a phrase. This is the connecting phrase, right? Now once our linking phase is complete, now we will finalize the concept map by giving it a title which needs to be creative and constructive at the same time. And now we can be a little creative and use some colors, shapes, borders and other things to make it more attractive and easily understandable. Okay, so now we move on to the examples of concept map, and our first example is of science. So here we can see that matter can be classified on the basis of physical state, chemical state. Within physical state we have three states, in chemical states we have another. So see, they are all connected, the different concepts are all connected using lines. or arrows, whatever we are, whatever we choose. Also, another thing that we need to keep in mind is that the concepts or the important points are always put in boxes, or we can also encircle them, whatever we would like to do. Okay, so here see, all of them are put in boxes. Now let us move on to the next example. This is again the example of science, modes of respiration. Here this is the major concept, respiration. From this we have other subconcepts, and again these subconcepts are linked to sub-subconcepts with the help of these linking phrases. We have our third example from social science, and the chapter is solar system. Again, the solar system, within the concept of solar system we have planets, satellites, comets and meteorites. So they are again like planets, and planets we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Again they are connected to the next concept below, like abstract noun is honesty and wisdom, or we have simply given an example. Again we have given example of each kind of noun, like abstract noun honesty, wisdom; material noun water, gold; collective noun common noun, and so on. And the next example is of mathematics. Here we have quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals have four sides. Now, what are the different types of quadrilaterals? Trapezium or parallelogram. Again, we have explained that in one lines or in one sentence. In parallelogram, we have rectangles and rhombuses. In rhombuses and rectangles, both can be squares, right? So this is how we can prepare maths concept map. And our last example is from history. Classes, so the main concept is classes of Vedic literature. In that we have the Vedas, the Brahmas, and Aranyaks and Upanishads. Again, they are connected to the concepts below them, contains hymns, prayers, charms, all these things. Okay, so in this way we can prepare all our concept maps by just connecting the major concept to the sub concept and then to the sub concepts using arrows and lines, and those lines and arrows can be aided with certain phrases which will help in understanding, or which will help us to visualize the relationship between the concepts and the sub concepts. Okay, thank you.